Hey, it's Darren Lee, Leonard Williams.
This is Justin Burris.
Jason McDougal here. Doug Middleton. Darren Roberts.
So you're watching NYJFTV.
You're watching NYJFTV. So you're watching NYJFTV.
You're watching NYJFTV.
Go Jets.
Go Jets.
Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome to our season kickoff edition of NYJFTV. I'm one of your hosts, Kevin Sirkin, joined alongside Fireman Ed and former Jets wideout Rob Carpenter, and we have a whole lot to talk about tonight. Preseason's finally over. Week 1 is Sunday. We're going to get you set for Buffalo. We got Brian Winters coming on in a second. But before we get to all that, a few quick things. First, wherever you're watching, go download the Shindig app. All right, if you have a question, you want to be a part of the show, go download the Shindig app. We can bring you on at the end of the show. Also, FanDuel.com. Go check that out. All right, FanDuel.com/NYJetsFans. We're going to be sending out one of these bad boys. All right, Leonard Williams, Darren Lee, dual sign print, as well as $250 to first place. All right, it's our weekly fantasy tournament going on. It's for Jets fans only. Fireman Ed's involved. Rob Carpenter's involved. Some other Jets alumni are going to be there. It's going to be all Jets fans. So definitely sign up for that. Again, it's FanDuel.com/NYJetsFans. And lastly, SeatGeek.com. If you're looking for a place to buy tickets, go to SeatGeek.com. Use promo code NYJF. You'll save $20 off your next purchase. All right. So, big news of the week since our last show, of course, is the Sheldon Richardson trade. Some people were surprised by it. I really wasn't. I mean, I think the writing was kind of on the wall for his future here. The fact that they even got a second-round pick out of it, as well as Jermaine Kearse, I don't know what anybody can really complain about. So, Ed, what were your thoughts on that deal?
I love the trade. I thought I was surprised we got as much as we did, to be honest with you. He's on his last year of his deal. They're going to wind up having to sign him if they do anything. I think they're underestimating Jermaine Kearse. The kid's they're saying he's a mediocre talent. That's a joke. That kid makes big plays in big spots. It's been a fact. Love they got a second-round pick. They were worried about even getting a third-round pick from him. I mean, we're talking about, we're going to lose him and not get compensation because we're going to have free agents. I'm listening to all of this guy did a great job. With that being said, I think Sheldon Richardson is going to be an all-pro. I think he's going to have a monster year in Seattle. I mean, a big-time year in Seattle. He could take them to a world championship, I believe. But it just wasn't in the cards. I mean, we had 3 guys. They couldn't keep these guys on the field together. I mean, I was going nuts thinking they got to go to a 4-man front, So, yeah, I love the deal.
Yeah, me personally, man, I don't have a problem with the deal either. I actually think it was a really good deal. Kearse is going to help out the wide receivers. Like Ed said, I think he's a little underrated. He's a little underrated because in Seattle, the only person who really gets a whole lot of balls as a receiver was Doug Baldwin. So, I think he made the best of the chances that he got. You can't beat a second-round pick right now for Sheldon. Probably wasn't even going to get a fourth from anybody for him. Anytime down the line, anywhere close to the end of the season. So, with McCagnon making this deal, it works out good for the Jets. They actually got a second-round pick. They got a wide receiver who's going to help out the younger core here because basically he's coming in as an older vet now. And at the same time, with McCown actually being a starter, McCown actually has somebody who can he can look forward to throwing the ball downfield to as a veteran himself.
No doubt. And now it's time for us to introduce a very special guest. This Jets offensive lineman, he's going to be joining us every single week for the Winters Report. Hey, Brian, this is Kevin, Ed, and Rob. What is going on, man? How you doing?
What's going on?
Here's the
Not
big
much,
boy.
man.
Here's the big fella from Kent State, Ohio, in the house.
How we doing?
Great.
Doing good, man.
Good.
You know, first off, thanks for taking a few minutes to talk with us. We know you're busy preparing for Buffalo. The first thing I want to get your thoughts on, playing with John Morton this year. What's been the biggest difference in going from Chan Gailey's offense to Morton's? Because we've been there throughout camp. It seems like you guys have a lot more up-tempo offense going on. What's been the biggest adjustment, especially for you guys in the trenches?
Well, there you go. You said it yourself. You know, the tempo is the biggest thing. I feel like he's trying to get the ball out and get plays going. You know, he's trying to run a lot of plays and have our offense in motion, not give defense time to set up a defense and just try to get us moving. He's all about the tempo.
Brian, I have a question for you, man.
Yeah.
I know there's a big difference between the quarterbacks themselves, and you playing on the interior part of the offensive line. When quarterbacks in the huddle and they actually when you come into line scrimmage, is there a big difference between the cadence between the quarterbacks at the moment?
Cadence is going to vary no matter what it is, depending on who you're with. But as far as gameplay and the way they call it, obviously they're all very good at it. But when it comes to cadence, cadences are all going to be different. Like you said, some can have a little bit of a quicker cadence, some can have a slower cadence, but you just got to know who's in and adjust to it.
One other question. We know the differences in mobility between the quarterbacks themselves, and again, you playing on the very, very interior of the O-line. You actually have to make adjustments with each different quarterback that's in there based on the fact that one might be more mobile than the other?
Yeah, obviously you think that way. But, if you're doing your assignment and you're doing your job, that's all you can do. That's what you got to take care of. But you got, as you said, some quarterbacks can be more mobile than others. You got to take that in effect. You got to think of that. That has to be in the back of your head, if you feel like he's rolling out, you got to work with him. But when it comes down to it, you just got to do your assignment with whatever quarterback's in there.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Hey, Brian, how you feeling health-wise? How's that shoulder doing?
Good, man. It's feeling great. Obviously, camp was the first test, but it's coming along. I don't even think about it. I'm excited to play. I'm excited for this game.
Good. Has that offensive line they healthy going into Buffalo?
Yeah. Everyone's healthy.
Because it's getting me nervous. We were taking a little bit of a shellacking there in the preseason. I know you guys are trying to adjust to one another, but
right.
I just want to make sure everybody's healthy.
Yeah, everyone's healthy. We were rotating different people, see what bodies work best, and we're excited. We got great depth, and we're looking forward to our first game.
Hey,
Sounds
great
good,
stuff,
man.
Brian. Definitely looking forward to week one. Before we let you go, do you have a quick message for all the Jets fans out there, especially the ones that are taking a giant bus and are sitting in a huge section that are going to be cheering you on in Buffalo?
I'm excited, man. This is going to be a good game. We're going to come out this thing swinging. It's a rival game right out the gate, and, we're going to put it all out there. So get ready.
Awesome, dude. Thanks so much for your time. Looking forward to talking to you again next week, all right?
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
All right, number 67.
See you next week, Brian.
Awesome. And that was Brian Winters. Make sure you're tuned into the Winters Report. He's going to be here every week. And so, guys, I guess the only thing left to talk about is Buffalo, because I'm ready for some regular season football. I'm done, analyzing the preseason and everything like that. So let's get right into it with Buffalo. What do you think are the keys to this game? How are we going to contain Tyrod? How are we going to stop Shady? And most importantly, I think, how are we going to protect Josh McCown from that front four they got up there?
I think the game always comes down to running the ball and stopping the run. It always does. It always will. How our offensive line like Brian's saying, if they're healthy, I want to see them run the ball, because if they can run the ball, then it opens everything else up. I think you're going to see a lot of 8-man fronts with the Jets until they throw it down the field. I mean, they can open it up with Robbie, and now we got Curly, which is a nice big fit. I mean, I love the highlights when we started the show. I love Curly. I never wanted to get rid of him. So, we drafted him, 4th round pick. I hate getting rid of our guys. So, I think running the ball is the big thing. Stopping a run.
One person you're probably going to have to look for in this game is probably going to be Bilal Powell. I think he's going to have a pretty big impact on the game as far as the offensive side of the ball goes, because not only is he a threat, just straight running the ball, I think McCown is probably going to look for him a little bit more out of the backfield. So not only with the screen game that they have going, because that's actually a really good screen game they have going with Bilal, but just passes actually down the field, getting them in space on linebackers. We always have that threat right now with Robbie going deep, and like Ed just said, Curly coming back, that's a huge addition for us in the slot. So the keys to this game, I think, are going to be right there. Defensive wise, I don't think the defense is really going to be pressured too much. I think so used to playing against Shady and so used to playing against Tyrod right now. As long as they go out and do their job, I don't think McCoy will have a huge game. I don't think Tyrod will have a huge game. The one weapon that they used to have that was a jet killer was Sammy Watkins. He's not there anymore, so they're gonna have to make adjustments with the new receivers that they have, and the new receivers that they actually have aren't killers. Don't get me wrong, Matthews is a really good receiver. Zay Jones is a really good receiver, but right now Matthews, I think, is a little mixed up, and Zay Jones being a rookie, he's untested yet. So for the most part, I think the defense will go out and do their job, and it's going to be up to it's probably going to be a play or two here and there, man, on the offensive side of the ball, with hoping McCown doesn't make any crucial turnovers, just to give the game away.
You know what?
Yeah,
go ahead, Kev.
No,
go ahead, Kev.
No, I was just gonna say, you brought up a great point, Ed, that teams are going to be having 8 in the box on us constantly. I mean, how do you expect Morton to try to game plan around that? Obviously, he has to be creative and come up with something, but I don't know if we have the playmakers to really stretch the field. Certainly, Robbie can, but yeah.
Well, that's huge right there. 8 in the box. That's 1-on-1 on the outside, and Robbie's got that speed. So if they're just going to put it in the box, there's going to be huge plays down the field. Curly's a vet. If he's in the slot, these guys going to get open against man-to-man. It's not, so I'm really not too concerned about that, even with 8 in the box and a swing route to Bilal Powell. That could be a huge play because if they're bringing 8 at any down, and he actually gets free, he's a big play guy. So and he showed it. So I'm not really too concerned about them having 8 in the box. But if they do, that just means it's man-to-man on the outside, and the young receivers are going to have to make plays.
You know what? These in the last week, all of a sudden things have changed. Now all of a sudden you got Curse, you got Curly, you got Robbie Anderson, you got Bilal Powell. I mean, there's a lot of weapons there. All of a sudden, I'm hearing today on the radio.
Even the rookies are looking pretty good now.
Yeah, well, they're going to get their chance too, which is good, and they're going to learn from these guys. So, you're hearing we don't have any weapons. I don't agree with that. After seeing in the last week what McCagnon's done, I think things have changed. And I'm excited about these rookie safeties, man. I want to see what they're going to do with them, because we're talking about 8 in the box. I mean, these guys are beasts. I could see us going 8 in the box with these guys. So, that wouldn't surprise me. I'm not talking about all game long, but I could see them varying different things with those 2 kids. I mean, those kids are playmakers, and I hope it starts right from the first quarter. I want to see that happen. And I told you there'd be no fullbacks on the roster. I told you that. I told you.
I was going to say, totally nailed that.
I told you that.
Totally nailed that.
All right. We need to get Michael Turner or get Kuhn. Get
Yep,
Get
I
Kuhn.
love
He
that.
just got cut.
That's exactly the kind of guy we need right now.
We need a 4th and 1. We need that Sunday. You're gonna watch the game and you're gonna go 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1 and you're gonna think of me. We better make the 3rd and 4th and 1 this year. That's all I know.
Oh man. All right, so with that, we're gonna bring on our first caller. That is Robbie Jersey. All right, Robbie Jersey, he's got a question for us, so go ahead and bring him on.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's going on, Robbie? What's on your mind?
Everything's good. Everything's good. I love Ed's energy, man. I'm just as pumped up as him, man. I feel like I've been feeling like the past couple of days, our team got beat up all summer by the media, by everyone, beat up. And this is a perfect storm to play a team like Buffalo, go in there and take care of business. Like that's where I'm at. The one question I guess I would have, and I always like talking to former players like Rob, and the West Coast offense. We know Curly was in that. We know a few of these players we picked up was in it. How much of an adjustment does it take from one West Coast to another? Is the language that much of a difference, or is it going to be that big of a problem?
It's not a problem when you're actually in the same system. So if it's the West Coast offense itself, all the verbiage is the same. So from team to team, it's only one West Coast playbook. So it came from Bill Walsh, and he wrote it. All the players are the same. Every coach that coached in it takes the playbook with them, and they use all the same language. So coaches will add their own plays to it here and there, but for the most part, the major part of the offense itself, as far as West Coast offense, is all the same. So you can go from team to team and pretty much fit right in without having to make a whole lot of adjustments. I was fortunate myself that I actually played in it most of my career. So every team I went to was using the West Coast offense, and you just you get there, you see the newer plays that are actually put in from the coach that's actually there, wanting to put his own touches on the playbook itself, but as far as the main part of the playbook, man, you just once you learn it, you pretty much have it with you for the rest of your career. So you can go to any team that you want and jump right in.
Okay. Hey, can I ask one more question, Kel?
Yeah.
Hey, so the next question I would ask is basically absent of that Sheldon. What do you think that'll do with the front seven? Will they'll be more comfortable because they're not playing someone like Sheldon out of place? Or will they have to adjust? Will be more double teams going to Big Cat, or will Mo get what do you think the effect of the absence of Sheldon will do to the defensive line and even possibly the front seven?
They never had them in the game. Most of the time, they never had them in the game together to begin with. So I mean, I don't think there's going to be a lot of adjustments. It's up to Mo Wilkerson to play like he played 2 years ago, and the Big Cat to dominate like we're expecting him to do. McClendon's underrated, I believe. I think he got nicked up early on last year. He was playing well early on in the year, and he got nicked up. They got the kid from Green Bay, Mike Pennell, and they got Pellin, right? Claude Pellin.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. I mean, I like what I see. So, I mean, that front, I want to see Josh Martin. I want to see these linebackers. I think this kid, Josh Martin's going to have a big year, man. I don't know. Something's telling me this kid's going to have a beast of a year, something we're going to need. So I don't think there's going to be a lot of an adjustment on the defensive line, to be honest with you.
All right, great stuff.
Too much of an adjustment.
Taking the time to call in, man. We definitely appreciate it. All right.
Thank you, buddy, man. Have a good one.
All right, buddy. You're
Robbie.
welcome.
All right, and we have one more person to bring on. It's our good buddy Dylan, who has an awesome Instagram page. You guys should definitely check that out. NY Jets fans only.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Dylan, what's going on, man?
Hey, Dylan. How are you?
Doing all right, guys? How you guys doing tonight?
Doing great, man. What's on your mind?
My question is for you guys. What are your expectations for Jets secondary this year?
Me personally, I think the Jets secondary is going to be a lot better than last year. Even with the two rookies back there as safeties, I think May is a little bit underrated, but I think he's going to be a pretty big playmaker back there. I wouldn't be surprised if he actually led the team in interceptions at the end of the year. So because he's a guy that actually can go from sideline to sideline covering. I know Jamal Adams is actually going to be in the box a lot. He's probably going to be around the line of scrimmage trying to making a lot of tackles. And in the middle of the field, making a lot of tackles on coverage. But as far as the corners go, the corners are going to have to step up and make a lot of plays this year. I think what Bowles has been doing is trying to put the pressure on those guys during the preseason to actually see if they can handle man-to-man coverage. Because what I saw was a lot of man-to-man throughout the whole preseason. So I think he's basing what he saw during the preseason on see if those guys can actually cover. And parts of the time they actually did well, and parts of the time they were actually getting roasted. So, but that's a learning part of the preseason. So, he can adjust his his game plans to what he saw on film. But I actually think they're going to play a lot better this year, especially with those two rookie safeties.
I like that Morris Claiborne, that kid. Claiborne's gonna have a big year. He stays healthy. I hope that shoulder's okay of his. If it is, I think you're going to see big things from that kid. And I've been telling you all along that Darryl Roberts, don't count him out. Don't count that kid out. I like that kid. That kid makes plays. He stays healthy. He's gonna surprise people.
Roberts,
we're gonna have a nice defense. Yeah, we'll see.
May, those guys are ball hawks. So when the ball is around, they're not looking to be defenders. They're looking to be offenders when the ball is in the air. So they go get the ball. So that's the one thing I like about those guys.
Aggressive.
They're young. They're really aggressive towards the ball. They're not just looking to bat the ball down or play D. They're looking to get the ball and make a play with it once they get it. So that's another thing that I like about those young corners.
All right, good stuff, Dylan, man. Thanks for taking the time to call in, dude. We definitely appreciate it. All right.
You will.
All right. So with that, I have one more question, and that is from our good buddy Dan, and this is for you, Ed. If Curly starts returning punts, how many fair catches before you go crazy?
Well, he was fair catching like crazy the last time, but I don't think he was doing it with the Niners.
No.
Maybe it was our coverage team. Maybe it was our blocking schemes. He was fair catching for his life.
I'm pretty sure. I think Bulls even said today that the kid that they claimed off waivers, Khalif Raymond, he's going to be their primary return guy. So, if anything, Curly's going to give you some depth back there. Hopefully, he's not going to be your number one guy. So,
we'll see. He's made plays in the past, Curly. He wasn't fair catching all the time.
All right, and we actually have one more caller to bring up. It is our good buddy Justin. All right, so let's welcome Justin onto the show. Justin, it's Kevin, Rob, and Ed. What's going on, man? You there?
Did he phase out?
Not working?
Lost him.
All right. All right, so let's head over to our last segment, and now it is time for you guys to put your name on some predictions. All right, so we're going to go rapid fire here, 15, 20 seconds. I'm going to throw out a couple of questions. You guys make your predictions, all right? First one, offensive and defensive MVP this season. Who do you guys have?
I've got Bilal Powell and Leonard Williams.
Josh Martin on defense.
Ooh.
And offense, I'll go Bilal. That's my man.
Hey, I'm going with the rookies. All right, I said it last night on Let's Talk Jets. Our Darius Stewart on offense. I think they're going to put the ball in his hands a lot this year. And then on defense, can't go anybody else but Jamal Adams, man. That guy's going to be a stud. So, all right, next question. Team leader in touchdowns, interceptions, and sacks. Who do you guys have?
Touchdowns, it's probably going to be a toss-up between Powell and Forte. Sacks, Ed, I'm kind of leaning towards you, man, with Josh Martin. If he plays in 16 games, he's out on the field a lot, man. I think he's going to be a big playmaker out there on the field, and he's going to get to the quarterback. Interceptions, I'm going to say May. I just think he's a ball hawk. He's a safety that can go side to side, and he's looking for the ball. So I'll say May.
I think Josh Martin for sacks, Touchdowns, I'm going to say Curse. And interceptions, I'm going to go with my boy Darryl Roberts.
Wow. I like that one. All right, interceptions. Rob, I agree with you. Marcus May, I think he's going to be that ball hawk we've been looking for, so I think he's going to tally up a few there. Sacks, got to go Leonard Williams, man. Neither of you, Leonard Williams? Come on. He's going to easily put up double digits. Very possible, very possible. But between him and
Martin,
Mo,
have competition for Martin, I think. If Martin is playing regularly and gets to play in all 16 games, Leonard Williams is going to have competition from Martin. As well as Mo. I think Mo has something to prove too, but I think Martin is going to get there a little more frequently than those guys.
and touchdowns, even though he's going to miss 2 games, I'm going to say Austin Seferian-Jenkins. I think he's going to be a huge threat for them in the red zone, even though he's only going to play 14 games. I think he's going to lead them in touchdowns.
That's a good one.
That is
All
good.
right. We got 3 more. Number of games that Josh McCown is going to start this year.
3.
Wow, that's it. Sounds good to me.
4.
Ooh.
4 to start the season, and then we'll see as the season goes on if these guys get injured or I don't know what's going to happen. We'll find out. I think all 3 of them are going to play.
I just think he's going to start the first 3 games, and then from what we saw from Petty in the preseason, Petty was probably going to be the start if he didn't get hurt. And I think Petty moves in, and as long as he stays healthy, he finishes out the season.
I hope I'm wrong here, but I have a strong feeling that after beating Buffalo and then winning the home opener against Miami, that being 2-1, it's going to buy him a few more weeks to at least see if he can put them in playoff contention. I don't think it's going to happen, but I think we've seen with Coach Bowles that he does tend to favor the veterans a little bit. And if the Jets are 2-1, I don't see any way that he's going to be able to pull the plug on that.
We'll see.
All right, 2 more. Final record for 2017. What is your record prediction for the season?
Not too good. 4-12.
12.
I think they're going to be 4-11, and they're going into New England. And I think that bastard, that clam face bastard up there, he's going to call in the state champion high school football team. He's going to call them in. He's going to put the offensive line on because he hates us so much that we'll be in line for something big in the draft, and he will make it a point to lose that game unless they're 15-0. If they're 15-0, he'll go for it. Otherwise, I can see him doing it. He'll call in the high school state champions from New England. He won't play anybody. Okay? So let's see what happens. I want to see what happens. I hate calling the season. When I see it right now, I see it 4-12. I have the right to change my mind.
Oh, definitely. I think that we're all kind of in that same boat of somewhere between 4-12, 5-11. But I think the big thing will be the defense. If they're able to take that step up, and Bowles has the pieces now to call this thing the way he wants to, and he gets aggressive with the blitzes, and this is really like a top 10 unit, you never know what could happen. So fingers crossed.
They can't be on the field for 37 minutes, 38 minutes. They can't be on the field for,
Exactly.
They're on the field for 37 minutes. It doesn't matter how good they are. You can't continue to do that. So the offense has to be able to do something and make the game even in the time of possession. If they're even in the time of possession, then our defense will be a top 5 defense, I believe. If we don't have time of possession, forget about it. All bets are off.
Very true.
No doubt. All right, and final question of the night. Put your name on some predictions for Buffalo. What's going to happen on Sunday? Final score.
I actually think the Jets win this game, 23-17.
I think the Jets win the game 24-10.
I like it. I'm going
I think
20.
they're coming out hungry. I think they're going to be nasty. I think they're sick of hearing all these people talking bad about them. I think they picked these couple of veterans up at the last minute, and we got a nice locker room. I think we got a nice locker room. I think they're hungry, and I don't think much of Buffalo. I don't think Buffalo's I think they lost a lot of their guys. So
Couldn't agree with you more, Ed. I think this team is fired up. They're reading about the 1,000-1 odds at Westgate for the Super Bowl. what more do you need to motivate yourself at this point? So I think they're going to be
100 on for me.
20 to 13 Jets. Let's go.
Put 100 on for me. Let's make 100.
That's what I'm talking about. Once again, guys, great show. Thank you to everybody that tuned in. Thank you to Robbie. Thank you to Brian for coming on, answering some questions for us. And we will see you guys again next week, hopefully 1-0. Let's go Jets.
Go Jets. Go Jets.